Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and as you may know, New Orleans is famous for its cemeteries. So in this video, I'm going to show you just a little bit of several of them. And the cemeteries that most tourists go to see are the St. Louis cemeteries that are close to downtown, within walking distance. But I'm going to show you the cemeteries that are on the north side of New Orleans. And I'm starting out here at the Lake Lawn Cemetery, which looks like it may be the biggest one in the area here. And when I came through New Orleans a few years ago, I made a full video just about this cemetery. So I'm only going to show you a couple of the highlights here. If you want to watch the full video, I'm going to put a link in the description box below this video if you want to see more detail of what they have here. So I'm just going to show you a little bit and then go on to all various other cemeteries that are within about a mile distance of each other, right here along Metairie Boulevard and Park Avenue, which is actually the same street, just changes names. This is the Louisiana Law Enforcement Officers Memorial. And over here, right in front of the main building, they have a very nicely built memorial here with the names, and here they have the names and dates of various officers that they're memorializing. And they also have one here for the canine officers. Most of the graves like this are gray granite. I really like the red granite. In fact, that's what I'm getting for mine. In fact, I've already got mine placed in my family cemetery, which is a red granite like this, except mine is flat on the ground. It does cover the entire grave site, and they are expensive. In fact, most of the red granite like this has to be imported from Africa. That's where they mine it. And they have a big mausoleum building here, in case you prefer that rather than a regular above ground grave site. You don't see many ground level graves here in Louisiana. You may know why. They do tend to float away in this part of the country. Richmond. A lot of these big ones are not just for one person, it's for their whole family. Look how elaborate this one is. Well, I'm going to move on to the next cemetery. The next one is the Greenwood Cemetery, and FCBA stands for the Firemen's Charitable Benevolent Association, who funded and built this cemetery, which is a really large one. And here is a monument to Confederate soldiers, built in 1874. How about that? Here's a different type of family tomb, and it lists all the family members right here. Starts off with the father in 1895. And right behind the cemetery is a really big church. I climbed on top of one of these big ones to give you an overall view of it. And right across the street from the Greenwood is the Cypress Grove, also operated by the FCBA. Let's take a look at it. This cemetery is not quite as large. I don't know about you, but I've always found cemeteries to be interesting. And this tomb calls itself the Chinese Cemetery, 1904. Let me take a look inside. It's a mausoleum with these square tombs. And this one says it's number 47. So I think that's the most that there is here. And some kind of little memorial here. Isn't that interesting? I like these two. They look a little more homemade. And somebody likes a lot of shade. And right next door to Cypress Grove is the Charity Hospital Cemetery. Looked like it was closed, but you can walk in. And here, all of theirs here are in the tomb style. And they also have here a Hurricane Katrina memorial. This tells about the cemetery. This tells about the hurricane memorial. And next to that is the St. Patrick #1. And the cemeteries with the saint names, I think, are probably all Catholic cemeteries. This tells more about it. And right across the street is the St. Patrick #2. This one caught my eye. Goes back to 1866. Look how that gets weathered. And here it says Sebastian's Swoop. These markers get so weathered over time. And some fall apart like this. By the way, just so you know, white on white I think is not really a good choice. And some of these stand-up monuments just get knocked down in the hurricanes. And just a half a block down from the St. Patrick cemeteries is the Masonic Cemetery, which the gate is locked here, so it's not open to the public. And the Masonic has some below ground burials, but as you can see, they are fortified by concrete or granite bases. And the last one I'm going to show you is the Oddfellows Rest Cemetery, which is right on the corner across the street from Cypress Grove. But it is locked and not open to the public. But I can get my camera through the gate and show it to you. And along both sides is lined with these, you know, I forget exactly what they call this kind of graves. So they also have some below ground, which are fortified so they don't float away. This is the other side, showing the crypts, or whatever you call them, along the road here, because it's right on the corner of the intersection. Well, folks, on the corner of City Park and Canal, there's Canal, City Park, that is Cemetery Central, you might call it. with the Oddfellows here, the Greenwood, Cypress Grove, and so many that are within a block of here. And look at this, the Greenwood has one for the Elks, Benevolent Protective Order of the Elks. And there is the elk. Well, let me know in the comments below if you found this interesting. Good day, folks.